Hello, my name's Heather Stevens and I'm the Climate Change and Sustainability Manager here at the City of Newcastle.
And I'm Mitchell Arthius. I'm a PhD student at the University of Newcastle, and my project is utilising low-cost sensors in a network to improve our current monitoring here in the Hunter Valley. So Heather, what inspired local council to engage with the OPENAIR project?
So we were invited to participate in OPENAIR and we thought it was a good opportunity because council often doesn't have a lot of time, resources or expertise to delve into air quality issues, but we know we've got them. We are a large urban city. We have all the kind of usual pollution sources that you would expect in a city. So we have traffic pollution, we have industry pollution, but we also have uniquely coal dust. The coal dust comes from two main areas. One is a long series of coal trains that travel through our city, often through residential areas, right past primary schools. And we know that potentially coal dust is coming off those train lines because they've got uncovered loads. And then we also have large stockpiles. And so we were curious to know through being involved with OPENAIR if we could understand better what is the source of our coal dust in our city. I mean, we can run our fingers over furniture and get black fingers. We know it's happening in our city, but we weren't sure why. Is it coming from the coal trains? Is it coming from the stockpiles? And are there particular weather conditions or ways that, actually make that better or worse that we could investigate to improve coal dust and other air quality issues in our city? So when OPENAIR invited us to be part of it, we jumped at the chance. But we were very fortunate to be able to use our funding to engage with University of Newcastle and get Mitch on board to do all the heavy lifting.
Yeah, perfect. And so in terms of what OPENAIR allowed us to do, it was a lot of the mentoring part. So coming on as a PhD student, we really had no idea actually how to install these low-cost sensors here. So these were the low-cost sensors the council originally had before I came on within the project. And essentially throughout the literature and what the OPENAIR project helped us do is actually how to install and calibrate these. So part of our project, the council actually had a very innovative approach to install these at our local pools. So local pools were the ideal spot just because there was no trees around local pools typically. So the solar panels had actually a lot of access to solar. On top of that, there are no trees, so it won't impede our wind speed or wind direction that these sensors measure. In terms of calibration, what that means is essentially when these were installed, we didn't actually know how to analyze the data. So OPENAIR really gave us some resources to allow us to look at these calibration models and actually improve it so we can actually compare this to our current government stations. On top of that, what OPENAIR allowed us to do is actually then develop the project further. So in terms of what we've done with council now is we're really looking at how we can utilize these in a network and whether we need to upscale or downscale this low-cost sensor network and if it actually adds value to our current state monitoring system here.
Yeah, so we're really fortunate with OPENAIR that we had a relatively modest amount of investment in the council. It was only $10,000, but we used that as leverage. We were able to leverage with the University of Newcastle to get Mitch on board. And it's also been a nice, slow journey. The project itself ran for a year, but having Mitch on board is a 3-year project. We've now seed funded essentially to keep going. So that's taking us on a longer journey, which we would never have started without OPENAIR. And it's been really good to take City of Newcastle staff on that journey. So meeting with Mitch regularly, being able to find out what he's learning as we go through the project has allowed us to better understand the complexities around air quality monitoring in our LGA, and also great networking with other local councils who are dealing with similar issues. So we found it really a really nice avenue to improve our understanding of local air quality through these low-cost sensors. And I'm hoping at the end of the project we will know a few things. We will know, do we need a local air quality system, or are we able to just use the state government sensors? And we'll also know a better understanding of where is the point source distribution of air quality issues in our city, particularly coal dust, and what are the factors, be it wind, rain, heat, that actually makes that distribution model move. So really looking forward to seeing the outcomes of Mitch's project and grateful that we got to enroll in this project.
Yeah, and in terms of where we were at the future aspirations in terms of the PhD project with the City of Newcastle Council is we're actually using a different type of sensor, but more of a filter-based low-cost sensor. And we're actually looking at what microbial communities are traveling on our pollution. So as we have quite a lot of PM10 and 2.5 pollution here in the Hunter, another question is what's actually traveling on our pollution? Is there any pathogenic bacteria? So my background is a lot in microbial ecology. So we're actually looking at what microbial communities are also impacting air quality.
So stay tuned for a presentation this time next year, potentially.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.